welcome everyone to this episode of ForageCraft. So in this episode, we're going to be working on a few different farms. I'm not 100% sure which ones. I think we're going to be doing a couple relatively small automatic farms, hopefully to fill out this segment. But for now, I'm still figuring out which ones. But for now, what we're going to start with is a automatic seed pickle farm. We're going to be using XB's design with a few minor tweaks to make it completely self-reliant, because seed pickles can be composted, allowing you to make infinite bone meal, and I'm going to add a larger collection system for that, just to make the entire system fully automated. So I'll see you guys in a second. If you want to see the design that he used, that I'm using for this, you can look up his video. But for now, I'm just going to build the farm, and I'll bring you guys back in a sec, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so welcome back. So I have built up the main functionality of the farm. I have not done any of the outside decorating just because I thought it would make more sense if you could see it more exposed, but I'm going to cover it up so it looks a little more appealing. So we have the farm made by XB up here. Instead of a chest, I just swapped it out for a hopper to collection system. It's all exactly the same. And I have, up here we have a dropper elevator with a observer clock to pump up the extra bone meal, which will get sent up eventually. I've not put any bone meal in the system yet. I need to do that. So we have the collection system down here. It filters in this way, and once it gets to the end, when it's all full, it'll just automatically get pumped into this composter and then get sent into this pipe here, sent up, put into the system. The pipe is controlled by this timer here, which is the one I use for all of the other pipes. I had to update them because for the annoying part of the one I was doing before is it kept turning off when I deloaded the area. So this doesn't turn off when you deload an area. Or when I was logging off the server, it just sort of stopped, and it was very, very annoying. So I had to fix that, and this will turn on the machine itself, making sure that the thing, this piston goes, and it just automatically pumps that, so that controls the dispensers themselves and the piston. Once it gets all of that in there, that turns the system on and off, and then up here. So that's that. Now I'm gonna just work on covering this up, and then it's just gonna look exactly like the other farms. So I guess I'll bring you guys back when I figure out which farm we're doing next, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so welcome back. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building a simple seagrass farm. So we're going to be building that here. Eventually we'll build a coral farm, probably over at the coral outpost, but that will be later down the line, because they're basically the exact same farm. But the seagrass does not require silk touch on any tool to use, and it's right here, and I think I'm more likely to use seagrass than I am, and it'll just be nice to have a whole bunch of it just in case I need to do an aquarium and I want to make precise placements rather than just randomly bone mealing the ground underwater. So so what I'm just gonna build it here. It's basically just a repeating bone meal addition through just like a redstone clock or repeater clock or something, and then you can probably do the same thing with an observer clock with a piston, so you can turn it on or off, and then you just sort of have the shears and you just sort of like AFK. So it's not a fully automatic farm, unfortunately, but it is a farm that you can AFK at, which is good. So I'm going to be building that right next to the sea pickle farm, which I tested and it does work. I just need to put more bone meal in it just to get it going, so I can then leave it for however long this takes, but I was running it for like 5 seconds and I got like 16 sea pickles. So yeah, it's a very efficient farm, and yes, let's see. Yeah, I'll get right down, build the farm, and then bring you guys back and show you. Okay, so welcome back. So we have finished. So I finished the farm. Let's see. So we have the collection system down here. We have the access walkway in here. We have the bone meal input. I put in a bunch for this farm and the last farm. We have 2 dispensers filled with bone meal into the water, the mine cart underneath this trapdoor on a rail, or not on the hopper, so we can pick up the stuff. We have a block here with a redstone torch on either side. With the redstone there, that's an infinite clock. This lever turns that clock on or off, which is how we turn it on. And then you just stand here and shear. I used a little amethyst bud instead of a pressure plate because I have a trap door here and I didn't want to have to deal with that. So yeah, so then you can just turn this on, and then you just sort of AFK stand here like breaking the seagrass, and then it'll all automatically be collected in there. So yeah, so that's that. I would show you, but it's pretty laggy, so yeah. So I'm not sure which farm we're doing next, but I think it'll be a pretty simple one. I have a list of all the farms I want to make, and I should be able to do a bunch of them relatively easily. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in a second when I pick the next one. So I'll see you guys. Okay, so welcome back. So I have decided we're going to be building a vine farm next. We're right up next to the moss farm. We're just going to put it in the wall, one over since the staircase is here. I'm just going to make the room about the same size as this, probably approximately the same size. And then, yeah, I guess I'll bring you guys back when I have the room hollowed out. Actually, I'll just bring it back when I have the farm done, because who cares about hollowing out anyway. So I'll see you guys in a minute when I have that farm built. Okay, so welcome back. So I have completed the vine farm room. So the basic premise is you want to have, as long as you can do it, you can extend it as far as you want, but you want to have at least going up to show you the mechanism, which is basically just like ice, water. You want to make sure the water is actually moving you relatively fast. You don't want to wait for the last little bit, so you don't want to stretch it too far. Ice that, and then you want to have a dispenser full of shears with a pressure plate that will activate and not fall down. So you want to have your inventory like stretched out with the vines across the entire inventory, just sort of like covering every slot. You know what I mean? You want to have it covering every slot, and then like have the one shear, and then when that shear breaks, you'll pick up the new one that'll replace, and then yeah. So you also have a hopper. I forgot to put in the hopper, didn't I? Yes, I did. You want to have a hopper right here, so it'll pick up and put into that dispenser again, and then you just sort of like sit here and auto click with the shears at the vines, and should be moving faster than that. But yeah, you get pushed around, you mine the vines, you pick them up in your inventory, and then yeah, you mine with the shears, just AFK sort of thing. So yeah, so that's the basic premise of that. And then yeah, so that's that. I believe we're gonna do 2 more farms, both of which use basically the same mechanism as the one of them uses the same mechanism as the bamboo, sugarcane, and kelp farms, and the other one uses the same mechanism as let's see. No wait, they're using, and one of them's just using the same mechanism as the bamboo and the sugarcane farms, which is just an observer with the piston. And then the other one is going to be on a timer. They're for both of the nether vines. The either kind of the nether vines, we're going to have those hooked up. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to put that farm just yet, but I think I'm gonna put it probably down one floor, just in the remainder of the space on this side down here. We'll just put it in there, sort of like one of these segments up there, just sort of like that. And yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna build that, and then I'll bring you guys back, and then I think we'll just end off the episode there, because that's quite a few farms. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in a minute when I have those all built. Okay, so just quickly, I noticed when we were working on this that it wasn't sliding properly with the ice. I guess I was too used to the older version where you slide a little further. I tried the other types of ice and it didn't work, so I just swapped it out for a minecart system. When you're in the minecart, one powered rail is enough to get it all the way around this loop. And then I set up a detector rail with 5 maxed time repeaters, which gives it just enough time for it to drop directly on you. I have it hooked up to the redstone clock, so anything that gets pumped out of the floor gets sent right back up. And then if it doesn't go into your inventory, it'll just get picked up and put back into the system. So yeah, you just ride the minecart just like before. There's shears. It's exactly the same. It's just with a minecart instead of water. So yeah, hopefully you're in a better biome than I am for vines, because the savanna biome is not great for vine growth. You'd probably want, the best ones are probably swamp and jungle for vine growth, so I would recommend building this farm in one of those, or at least something that's not either a desert or a savanna biome, so that they grow a little bit faster. But yeah, so whatever. I'm probably not going to use this farm too much. It's just there for me to use if I so choose to use. And then yeah, oh yeah, I forgot. And then over here I have just like some chests for where I can put the vines after, and then I have some iron that I have in here that I brought up, as well as some shears just to use. Yeah, so yeah, enough of that interruption. Gotta get back to the other 2 types of vines, or roots, or whatever. We'll build their farm, and then I'll bring you guys back when I have that all done. Okay, so welcome back, everyone. So, I have finished the farm. I did a little bit more to it than just what I said. So I found out that the vines, the warped and the crimson vines, they can be composted. So, and they can also be bone mealed. So, I set it up so we have, like, as I said, the observer for those, and then it breaks, gets collected by a hopper minecart, and put into the storage system for that half. Then on the other half, the back half, I put in the other ones from the ceiling. They're on a repeater clock, which I'll show you in a minute, and they get put in here. So I also hooked up dispensers to the redstone signal given out by the observers, which bone meals the crimson ones, because those grow at least from my watching for a few minutes, seem to grow slower than the warped ones, so that whenever a warped one gets up to the top, it'll activate the redstone signal, causing the bone meal to activate and grow all of them a little more. So you got, like, you can see this, like, here, it activates and they drop, and I think I need to make one minor adjustment for the rail system. Let's see if I can just lag. Come on, move. So yeah, so you got the dispensers up there with a hopper, and we got all that in there. They grow, they get hit with the piston, they drop into the hoppers and get picked up, and then they get sent. And then whenever the storage fills up, the rest get put into the composter, turning them into bone meal, and then self-feeds the system, which is great. And then up here we have the long redstone repeater clock that I have set up. Luckily, both redstone and repeaters can be placed on hoppers, which is amazing. And yeah, so we got that up there. Doesn't look too fantastic, but it also doesn't look terrible. My goodness, this is laggy. So yeah, and then we have the a couple dropper elevators, the same design as before, in a couple different spots underneath, and for the bone meal, so that, yeah, and then we have that, and I need to adjust that, and let's go, no. Then we have the pipes for each of them, because they're each separate. I wanted to keep them separate, not the same storage, and then it all goes up, and I can just put in extra bone meal into this if I want, and then it just gets put up there. But yeah, so that's the basic, that's that system. It's getting extremely laggy over here too. So if you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, check out, I'm gonna end the episode here. A lot of farms today. Next episode, maybe we'll do something different. Maybe we'll head out to the flower forest and build us a automatic flower farm, which will be nice with an auto sorting system and a mansion on top. That'll be fun and a nice change of pace from being around here with all the lag. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna end the episode here. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, check out my other videos, and make sure to check out the couple tutorials that I used for some of these farms in the description. Or they're not going to be in this description, you can just look it up at that part of the video when I do them. But yeah, they're all very simple, all pretty easy to figure out and do. But yeah, so if you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, check out my next video, and check out previous videos if you haven't already, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hope to see you then. Bye.